guys! Yo.
What are you doing?
Oh, you walked a little too far. So today we're doing a review on Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness because we did the first review I ever did on my channel was actually for the first Doctor Strange like 6 years ago, and I did it with him. So
back in the good old age of 2017?
2016.
2016, wow. 2016 was a weird year, especially for the internet. So
yeah.
We left our mark.
That's the year like I got into movies. Yeah, but I mean I don't do movie reviews anymore, but decided to do this because, you know, we're just here.
Yeah, if a third Doctor Strange movie comes out, we're going to be back.
It's just for Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Just because it's the first review we did. So this is just going to be very podcast-like, not much editing or really any at all. We're just going to talk about our thoughts on the film. We're going to do a non-spoiler section, then a spoiler section.
It's as you'd call unadulterated thoughts on the movie. Look, we're gonna talk a bit without spoilers, and then afterwards we're just gonna dive in.
Yeah, mullet style.
So if you haven't seen it, you gotta see it first.
Yep. So basically, we can just get right into it. I mean, I think we both can say we loved this film.
Yeah. I enjoyed it so much more than I thought I would, and I enjoyed it a lot more than the first one as well.
Yeah, definitely more than the first one. I mean, the first one already, as we said back in 2016, was like a very unique film, but then we saw this movie, we're like, no, this is, without a doubt, like the most creative, wild Marvel film that has, you know, ever come out. I mean, this is like, I agree with everyone when they say this lives up to the title of Multiverse of Madness, because it truly is madness, but not madness for the sake of being madness. It really is like a compelling storyline, in our opinion. I think it's just, it kept me on the edge of my seat the entire runtime. I
kind of have a bit of a gripe. The title, Multiverse of Madness, I don't know if I feel, I don't know how I feel about that. I would have preferred like a one-word title like Doctor Strange Universe or Doctor Strange Multiverse or something like that. Multiverse of Madness, it seems like a ploy to get people into theater, just putting it reminds me of comics, like back in the old days, like the Multiverse of Madness, like who are the hands of death, who are the blood. It's just it's too many words.
Yeah, it's not subtle at all.
No.
But then again, if they called it like Doctor Strange Multiverse, then it would just, everyone would expect like everyone to show up in this movie, which you shouldn't expect because there is surprises, there are cameos, but this is not, you know, some huge, you know,
it's not Endgame.
Not Endgame of Multiverse. Like, it's not that. It doesn't rely on cameos, which is really great. It's a central story at its core about Doctor Strange, Wanda, and a new character, America Chavez.
Because I think when you compare it to something like Far From Home, I'm pretty sure there's a whole bunch of people going to that movie because they wanted to see certain cameos.
No Way Home.
Or sorry, No Way Home, not Far From Home.
Yeah.
I think people went to that movie expecting cameos, and that's what they were in the seat for. This movie, I had no idea about any of the cameos, and the movie it's not like fan service is driving the movie.
No, not at all.
Even though there's definitely some fan service, and it's amazing. It's great.
Yeah. I don't think that, I feel like a lot of people are hating on No Way Home now just to be different and being like, oh, the only reason I like that movie is because Tobey and Andrew are in it, and I don't think that's true at all. No. I don't think fan service drove that movie because I do definitely think Tom Holland is a compelling Spider-Man. But it's the same case in this movie. It doesn't rely on the fan service. It's like, and like I said, there is not much of it, so that's not what you should be going and expecting. You'll get some of it, and it'll be really cool, but what will really draw you in, I think, is just the fact that it's so different and it's this wild ride because of the story itself and the visuals and all that.
Also, I think it's a very appropriate turn for Doctor Strange movies to go, because I think Doctor Strange, now that I look back at it, it wasn't in depth enough to the character of Doctor Strange. I think this time you get a lot more action, but you also you learn a lot more about Strange's attributes, even though the movie isn't shoving it in your face.
Yeah.
You learn a lot about him, and he becomes an even more compelling character.
And you learn more about his backstory too a little bit, some of the darker
Yep.
things about his past, and you get a little bit more about his his relationships with certain people and all that, and how that plays out and how
Like
it affects him.
Christine.
Like Christine.
Christine, I liked a lot better in this movie.
Yeah.
Not because there's a different formats. There's she. Basically, what I'm saying is that I thought she was a much more compelling character than in the last movie.
Yeah.
Especially because of the circumstances that Strange and her are in.
Mhm.
It's by the end there is a powerful moment, even though we probably laughed at it. We did laugh at it.
We just laughed at a lot of things in the
Yeah.
movie, even though they weren't supposed to be funny, and that's not a discredit to the movie. We're just
No.
kind of idiots, and we find a lot of things funny.
Yeah,
But,
let's just say, watch out for Big Wong. And
Sam Raimi definitely has his style in this movie.
definitely. And at the end, I was like, yo, I feel that. We just started laughing at that too.
Yeah. No, but Wanda, everyone's saying this. I agree. Wanda stole the show. She was
Yup.
really, really good.
This is my favorite, this is my favorite version of Wanda Maximoff
Yeah.
in the movie so far.
And I think this movie definitely proves what, the department of Marvel has been saying for so long, that Wanda Maximoff is the most powerful Avenger and all that. Like,
Mhm.
she is very, very powerful in this movie. You really do see it. And, she's really great. The dynamic between everybody is great. I think this movie just has a lot of good performances that, it's not like, I think people shouldn't expect less of Marvel in terms of performances, but, this movie just, it's another, it proves once again that Marvel has a lot of good performances, and I think Elizabeth Olsen delivers one that, is
Right,
pretty
forget
much,
about it.
yeah.
For a long time. I love that it's like a culmination of her character, because back in Age of Ultron and Civil War, she was trying to be the hero.
Mm-hmm.
She made mistakes, but she was a very good person. If you watch WandaVision, she kind of strays from, spoilers for WandaVision, but she kind of strays from good to blurring the lines. And then in this movie, it's like those two dynamics from the movies and the show it clashes in a perfect culmination of her character.
Yeah, we won't, you'll find out for yourselves which route she takes in this film, whether it's good or evil, and it's she's very conflicted after WandaVision, so that's all you really need to know. Whatever happens.
Also,
happens.
Watch WandaVision. You don't need to, the movie.
I think you do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, to get the full effect, yes,
Yeah.
but it fills in the gaps. You see what you need to see to
Yeah,
make
yeah.
it make sense. But if
There's
you
a-
watch WandaVision first, it's like a punch to the gut.
Yeah, it's a lot of pain. I think this is just a creative, wild ride. Like I said, I absolutely love the way they did it. It's very unique. It's nothing like we've seen in Marvel.
Nothing. No.
I can just grade the movie now before we talk spoilers if you want.
Sure. One more thing. I'll say that the pacing, we were like, is this gonna be? Because how every blockbuster movie nowadays, Batman, Endgame, Star Wars, they've all been damn near 3 hours, if not 3 hours.
Yeah.
This movie is a whole lot shorter, so we were like, is it gonna be a super, super fast-paced movie? It was. It was,
but it wasn't. It didn't seem too rushed. I think
nothing was rushed, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think there were a couple moments that could have been slowed down a little bit, just because there was so much to process. That it makes me it makes it hard for me to be this is a masterpiece. But
America Chavez, maybe they could have spent more time on fleshing her out, but then again, we like the character of America Chavez.
Yeah.
And the actress, who I don't remember the name of right now.
No,
was great.
I know her last name's Gomez, but good for her for a great first movie. I think it's her first movie.
It might be, and if it is, that's I didn't look at her and go, oh, she's acting pretty well. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. It's good.
It's good.
I'm gonna give Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness an A.
Oh, I am gonna give.
You're gonna give it an I? Damn, dude. That's crazy.
Incomplete. Remember that in school? That's what this freaking movie gets. It's incomplete, dog. I'm gonna give I'm gonna give Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness an A, dog.
Yeah, and
I loved it.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic, and I mean I didn't actually expect to love it as much as I did because it was like, you know, there's people saying mixed things, you know, it's got all these issues because there's so much happening, all that, whatever it is, but yeah, to me it was just absolutely fantastic. The only reason I think it doesn't get that A+ is, like I said, I mean, it's a lot, you know, and if they maybe could have done a little bit more with it. There's a lot to explore with a film like this, especially of this scale.
And I wasn't waiting for it to be over. So like I wasn't thinking about the time that it was going by. So if it had been longer, that would have been fine with me, as long as the source or the what they were doing was interesting. They stayed on track. I would have taken a near 3-hour Doctor Strange movie. That would have been fine with me. So yeah. Yeah.
All right. So those of you who don't want spoilers, click off right now. We're about to start talking.
About to take
real
off our
spoilers.
What?
So, 3, 2, 1. So, opening this movie from the very beginning, we see Defender Strange and America Chavez running. It already starts with some multiversal stuff that wasn't in the trailers.
Starts with a spoiler.
Yeah, it starts with a spoiler, and I mean, you see a little. That's the one thing I loved about how they marketed this film, is there were so many parts throughout this movie where I was like, that was in the trailer, but it was only a part of it where if you watched it in the trailer, you'd be like, I have no idea what the hell's going on.
Right, yeah. So they hit it well. I think the only thing that I remember not being in the movie that was in the trailer is when the other Doctor Strange was like, things just got out of hand.
Yeah, that wasn't in the movie. That was
Never
crazy.
says
I
it.
was waiting for him to say that line, and like it was just, you know, ended up being this really cool fight, but he never said that.
The music note fight. Oh
Yeah.
my god, that was awesome.
Yeah.
The thing we forgot to mention maybe in the non-spoiler section is that the movie has a lot of horror elements.
Yep.
And it's great. I loved it.
It might be best even that we didn't talk about it in this non-spoiler section. I mean, I would have if I remember.
You know what? Yeah, get the shit scared out of you, man.
This is quite possibly the bloodiest MCU film to date.
The bloodiest and the most tense in certain parts.
Yeah, I mean, I know you haven't seen Moon Knight yet, but Moon Knight has some parts that are pretty bloody, and I wasn't expecting it at all. But I think this movie just might be like more brutal in nature.
Yeah. Captain Carter getting sliced in half.
Yeah, it's like the Darth Maul scene, but it's like just bloody.
Black Bolt getting his brain exploded.
Yeah, it was like we were watching like a Halloween film, and we're watching Michael Myers slowly pick off people. It was like, this is not, how is this PG-13? I have no idea.
I don't know.
It was all the better for it.
I think it should have been at least 14A.
Yeah, no, it was all the better for it, though. I'm so glad they did it, went a different direction. Yeah, the horror elements worked.
There was one reviewer, it was Sean Chandler, who said, like, I don't even know if I bring my wife to this.
Yes, Sean Chandler, yeah.
The time I realized that in the movie is when the Doctor Strange zombie was rising, I was like, yeah, I can see your girlfriend or your wife not being too thrilled with this if they're not really into gory, bloody shit like this. So.
Or just Marvel. I mean, you know...
Or just Marvel. Like, if you already don't like Marvel, and you're watching a zombie Strange rise from the ashes, you'd be like, oh my god, this is garbage.
Yeah, no, and I mean, it's like, it's the kind of thing where, I mean, there's a chance that certain Marvel fans will just go and see this movie because they're watching a Marvel film, and thus they'll kind of forget about the fact that it's like a horror movie and stuff, unless they're told beforehand, because they might just be watching and be like, just seeing Marvel stuff. It'll definitely feel different, but they might not totally catch that. But if you're going into this like, oh, this is supposed to be a horror movie, like, you really notice it. Like, it's like, there's a lot of brutal stuff that happens.
Yeah, and Danny Elfman definitely helps with that.
Yes, they were, and the musical note fight is literally just them flexing that we have Danny Elfman doing this.
I didn't even think about that, yeah. You know what, like, if Wong wasn't in this movie, Scarlet Witch would be my favorite. Dude, Wong was such a badass. He killed that beast, you know, he was... Wong was so great.
Yeah.
But Scarlet Witch is awesome in this movie. Like, from the first time you see her go, the Scarlet Witch will join you tonight instead, or whatever.
Yeah.
I know I'm paraphrasing, but once that cloud comes over the Carmartage,
yeah.
it's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
this is scary. And I knew that there was horror elements coming, so I was like, this is a great setup. Sam Raimi just goes balls to the walls with making this like almost a slasher flick.
Yeah.
Or having slasher flick elements with Scarlet Witch, and it works. So I'll just say my 2 cents about Scarlet Witch here, and then we can move on to something else. But my 2 favorite things that Sam Raimi did with Scarlet Witch the 2 scenes were, so you know how she was traveling through that mirror via puddles in the guarded room? So that's how she was able to get into the guarded room. If you're paying attention, there's a part where they're on another Earth and they're getting chased by Scarlet Witch. They bring this door down and they all wait for the door to be like blasted, but nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear, eventually, dripping sounds. Dripping, like water dripping into puddles. And if you're paying attention at the beginning, when she used puddles in order to enter a room, it's scary because it doesn't shove it in your face. Like, it doesn't show a shot of a puddle. You just hear little raindrop sounds, and then she pops up. I'm like, holy shit, that was so good. It was so good. And then my other favorite thing, this is probably like my favorite Scarlet Witch moment, besides the end, is a callback to Age of Ultron. So if you watch Age of Ultron, she can get into people's heads. You know, she shows people their worst fears or whatever, and just tries to discourage them from fighting. So there's this part where a Camartage, like, wizard? Is like helping to hold an energy shield. And Wong goes like, she's getting in their heads! And they show this one random guy holding his hands up, and then all the sound drains out. And you just see her like come out from the side of his head and just go, run. That was freaky, because that was the first horror movie element that was in the movie, and it was startling in my opinion, but it's also a great callback.
Yeah.
So
I also love the first thing you see of Wanda, because, you know, obviously they do the whole thing where she's, you know, playing with her kids or whatever, and then she wakes up and it's like all a dream. But I love how when she wakes up, there's no music. She just wakes up and it's reality. There's no music. And she's breathing. She just wakes up, and then she's, you know, it's like, that was messed up. I was like, because it was all this like Danny Elfman score playing throughout this whole scene where she's with her kids, and then it's just, this is reality.
Yeah,
they don't
snap
exist.
back to reality.
And like, yeah, there's a lot of horror elements throughout, like you said, that are really good. I guess we can just delve into the cameos here that are here.
Patrick Stewart! I had no idea. I didn't watch one of the trailers or some shit, so when he came out, I was like, and I said to you, I was like, I had no idea.
Yeah.
And you're like, dog, it was in the trailer.
Yeah, it was in the trailer. You don't see him, but you see the back of someone's head in like a chair, and he says, you should tell them the truth. And you're like, that's all his voice.
Yeah, see, I didn't see that one, so it was a great surprise when I saw it.
That's good. I mean, I knew that. I also got it spoiled for me, unfortunately, that John Krasinski's Mr. Fantastic was in this movie, and I mean that was crazy to me for even to see that spoiler, because I know that's been a fan casting for years. People have wanted like John Krasinski to be a Fantastic Four character, but here it actually just happened in this movie. Mm-hmm. It's a shame because he dies, but like they pulled a Deadpool 2. And where they killed all the X-Force in that movie, they killed all the Illuminati off in this movie. Like, Wanda kills them all. So we got Patrick Stewart, we got John Krasinski's Mr. Fantastic, we got, I think his name is Black Bolt.
Black Hagar Boltagon.
Yeah.
So he's one of the Inhumans. He's like the Inhuman.
Yeah. And then there's Captain Carter from What If, which I was...
Oh yeah! Why didn't I even think of that? I saw a little bit of What If.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think to put that together.
Yeah.
Bruh, I'm done.
Yeah, no, it's actually, someone was saying this in a review, and I was like, that actually would suck, and, because I was like, yo, if What If is connected to this, then they built that all up with Captain Carter just for her to die. If that's the same Captain Carter from What If in this movie, she's like this whole badass, this whole storyline in What If, and then she's in this movie to die. I hope it's a different Captain Carter. Like, I hope it's not tied to What If.
It's like
at all.
Earth 285 or something.
Yeah, I hope it's different, because even though it's the same suit and she looks the same and everything, if it is the same character from What If, that's pretty bad that she's just dead now. Like, after all of that. But then again, shows how powerful Wanda is. And it shows actually how powerful the idea of Captain America is. Because Captain Carter was like the last one to die. Even though she is just a shield.
Oh, I thought it was Captain, or what's his name again?
Professor Xavier?
Yeah, he was the last one to die. But who's? Oh, Captain Marvel. I thought she was.
No.
Okay.
Even though Professor Xavier died after, like, when they were all trying to fight her at first, he wasn't there. And Captain Carter was the last one, I'm pretty sure, to die. Because she was like, everyone was just kind of like, oh no, it might have been Captain Marvel, yeah.
I'm actually surprised Patrick Stewart died in this movie. But it was good. I loved it because you already get jump scared by, like, regular Wanda, like, holding out her hand, and then the red smoke comes up behind him, and it just goes...
I was surprised too. The moment he looked at her and he was like this, I was like, oh, she's done. It's Charles Xavier. But then you realize again, Wanda is
OP as
all
fuck.
powerful.
She is Meta Knight from Super Smash.
Yeah, of course she's gonna kill them. It was great. It was great, and the cameos were really nice to see. And I think the thing that tripped me out the most was I totally felt like I was watching a multiverse movie in the scene where they talked about the other Doctor Strange who was evil. And they showed this whole scene like it was from Infinity War. You see Thanos stabbed through the heart with like a spear.
Oh, that was great.
He's dead. But except none of the characters from Infinity War are in that location we know so well from Infinity War. You see like a different Doctor Strange, a different Captain Marvel.
Well, you saw the Illuminati.
Yeah, just the Illuminati, but you see a different Doctor Strange, and then it's just Thanos dead. And it's so trippy. That part I was the most like, this is multiverse of madness. Like, it was really cool.
Should we talk about America Chavez?
Yeah, I mean, her power is to travel the multiverse, and Wanda wants that power, so Wanda becomes the villain, and Doctor Strange has to save her. And of course America Chavez at this point I guess doesn't realize how powerful she is.
Which, you know what, I kind of feel like it's a weird decision to, I mean, obviously without her this movie wouldn't be what it is, but she's a very powerful character, so if she's just going to be in this universe, there's going to be a couple times where I watch a movie and go, why don't they just get Chavez over here?
Yeah.
Right? So she's like so OP now.
Yeah.
Because since she can control the power, I don't know how, but she just has determination, she can literally punch you into another reality.
Yeah. But I'm so glad she didn't beat Wanda. Because Wanda destroyed the Illuminati and, killed so many powerful people. And America Chavez... I swear if they were going to do the whole cliche, she realizes her power and just kills Wanda or something, that would be so stupid. Because Wanda is obviously OP. So I'm so glad she was just like, I can't beat you. And that scene was great. Obviously she showed,
She beat her, but not physically.
Yeah, mentally.
She beat her because that was such a good moment where, as close as Wanda gets to getting what she wants... The thing that makes her stop is realizing, that her kids will never see her as the other Wanda.
Yeah.
And the other Wanda, you were like, you didn't know what she said, but it was, know that she will be loved.
Yeah.
Or that they will be loved.
I didn't understand what she said, and then he explained it. I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So.
To be honest, this is just me. I don't know. Maybe it's just how I felt while watching it. I felt, even though I was laughing because we were just being stupid, I felt the, Doctor Strange's love for Christine. Like, that hit me more than the Wanda stuff.
More than Jane and freaking Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but like at the end when Wanda was like seeing all that stuff, it was a really powerful moment. But like the part where Doctor Strange was just like, I'll love you no matter what universe you're from.
I love you in every universe.
That's really nice. That's really good.
And and it was a powerful moment. I like that quote better than I love you 3000. I mean, I guess it's a kid saying that, but still.
Yeah.
I think it's a more powerful quote.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's crazy what Christine is to Stephen Strange. Because, like, Stephen Strange from that shattered universe was like, if you give me the dark, or if I give you the Darkhold, which is the most powerful, I'm solemnly swear up to no good book in the Marvel Universe, he's like, you can take it for Christine.
Yeah.
What? Like, what were you planning on doing?
Yeah,
Because if she's gonna get up there and he's gonna be like, yes. You think she's gonna listen to you?
Well, yeah, because it's kind of like, well, I guess he just wants to. I mean, he's becoming this evil, powerful.
He would have done
ruler.
something bad.
Yeah. So, I mean, the thing is, that's also really good because then if you rewatch the original Doctor Strange movie, you can tell there's like an underlying absolute love he has for her. Even though there's those moments, like the moments where he's just yelling at her and he's just like, you care so much, don't you? Like that whole scene in the original Doctor Strange where they have that huge fight and she's like, there's other things that can give your life meaning. He's like what? Like he's so arrogant in the original Doctor Strange, but if you watch this movie, you're like, okay, he always cared about Christine, even through all of that.
Like she got married and he was talking about them.
Yeah, and they fucking went deep with this movie. He was literally like, the whole thing with like, are you happy and stuff? I was like, what's going on? Like, this is the MCU? What?
Yeah.
This is Therapy the movie.
It's social media therapy the movie. Are you happy?
Like,
and they say that so many times.
They say it so many times, are you happy? I mean, I don't know what the, like, end message of that whole thing was. Like, or was supposed to be.
Me neither.
Like, they just had that in there because I guess it's just a relatable
Is it
thing.
like, are you denying your, like, how you actually feel?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's like you should, I guess, you know what? It's because he's so proud. He's like such a proud dude that doesn't want to seem like, even to himself, that he's going through struggles.
Yeah.
And so, I think, are you happy is so many people and himself asking, am I just putting up a front? Even to myself, am I actually okay? So it worked because I never thought it didn't work while watching the movie. But looking back at it, it's
just like a thing, right? It's like that's way too deep for this, but like.
And they say it at random times.
Yeah,
like they just beat the shit out of someone. They're like, so you good now? You happy?
Yeah, and then he asked Wong I actually don't remember what happened in that conversation where he asked Wong at the end, are you happy? And then like how that plays out. Maybe if I rewatch that again, I'd like understand it more, but that was like near the end of the movie where they said it again. I was like, okay.
There's a lot of comedy in this, but it's pretty serious for the most part.
It's very, very MCU comedy. Like it's.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's also one of the darker films.
Yeah. There's a lot of, but I don't think in the MCU the comedy has ever changed. It's always the same.
It's always the same, man. It's always. I think the stupidest they ever got with comedy was Endgame, like with the taco, like. The taco and they just went off the rails. There isn't as much of that.
Yeah. Or just when Hulk dabs, it's like, or Thor's playing Fortnite. What the hell what's going on?
Yeah.
This is Endgame. Yo, we've been waiting a year after Infinity War to see this movie, and Thor is playing Fortnite. Like, what is this? No.
Also, something that was so funny at the end is, okay, you know what? Scrap what I just said. Why in the MCU are they just making the after credit or the mid-credit scenes part of the movie?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you could literally tag the mid-credit scene on to the end of the movie and it would make sense.
Yeah, it was actually so funny that because I mentioned...
The eye.
Yeah, he was like, so crazy. Like, oh my god, like, that was a great ending. with how he like the eye grew and he was like freaking out because it's like what the hell just happened.
And
But
then
like,
it ends.
but then it ends. But then in the mid credit scene, I made the joke. I was like, "Yo, so he's just chill with the eye now." Like,
because not Psylocke comes to get him, and
yeah, it's, her name's Clea or something.
Yeah, and you see the eye open on his head, and you're like, so he's vibing with the eye now.
Like he just doesn't care. He's embraced it, and that's like, I mean, I think they should have definitely saved that for the next movie.
Yeah.
I don't think it should have been part of the movie because I like the idea of it ending with him like
Sure. Yeah, you can have that at the end, but then just that after credit or mid credit scene was a bit stilted.
Yeah, just put in the next movie like at some point where he's gotten used to add a scene where he's gotten used to the eye first before that scene in the next movie. But like, I think it makes sense for him to like, especially a movie that is as madness as this one. It makes sense to end with him just like going insane.
I love that it wasn't him grabbing his cloak and being like, I'm Peter Parker. And swings off into the...
I am Doctor Strange.
Like, no, it's great that it ends on like a crazy note.
No, he's definitely going to do that in the third movie. Third Doctor Strange movie, at the end he's going to be like, I am Doctor Strange, and then it's going to end. That's like what they do in like all the movies. In Iron Man 3, he's like, I am Iron Man again. I mean, he said that at the end of the first one, but like that was warranted.
The mid-credit scene and after-credit scenes, I don't know, I didn't really care for them in this movie.
I mean, I heard from people it's supposed to lead into some big thing. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. It's supposed to lead into some Secret Wars thing, which I don't know anything about.
Give me some of that. Especially the hot dog vendor one, where he's like, it's over! The only funny time that worked is when Captain America in Homecoming was just like, so, you probably wasted your time here, or whatever.
Or like all of like the Deadpool and
yes.
end and mid-credit scenes.
But this was just like, okay, what do we do now? So
Yeah.
Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah. Overall, it was a really good time. Absolutely loved it. It was a lot to process, but, after thinking about it.
I actually think I got, like, usually I'm the one who doesn't get movies and you have to explain it, but like The Green Knight or something.
No,
but...
it's not that I was confused. It's
you
just
mean
a lot.
process, like, to feel the full...
Yeah, it's just a lot that happens. Yeah.
Okay, so if you're looking for... Don't take your kids to this.
No, it's not for kids at all.
No.
It's like you're watching, like, some... It's like all those movies that you go to see that have, like, a 14A rating in theaters.
Yes.
And then they're, like, a bit bloody and you're like... I can see how this is like 14. It's like that, but except it's not. It's PG-13 for some reason.
So yeah, no, I would not bring any, even if they're like really big fans of like the first Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
This is, this is a bit too inappropriate.
Yeah, it's like it'll be quite a bit. I think it's just not.
It's not that it's nude. There's nudity or like cussing and stuff. It's just that it's violent and it'll give your kids nightmares.
Yeah, it's horror. It's very much horror. And I mean, a lot of the kills, even though they happen off screen, there's still a lot of bloody stuff and all that.
So.
But those are our thoughts on Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Thank you for joining me once again. 6 years later, we're doing this. It's pretty crazy. Hope you enjoyed this new format. Honestly, I don't know if I'll be doing any reviews unless it's something like for a special reason like this. Because, I obviously stopped that for a while ago. But, that was our review. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you, as always, for watching. I appreciate all the support. Please subscribe, like, and share. I'd really appreciate it if you did. And as always, have a great day. Peace out.
Yo, I'm Big Wong right now.
Big Wong.
Peace out.